Alright guys, this is the first time I've ever used this wireless camera like this. This is my brand new camera, so I need to make sure everything's right. Because so you guys see how you guys can see my TVs now? Alright. I don't like how that ring light's shining like that. You know, what I might do is, the coolest thing about my TV right now, oops. Coolest thing about my TV is that I don't necessarily need a remote control. I can do this from here, right here. Let's see, we want not the office, we want the game room. See, I got my secondary TV right here, y'all, and turn that off. Okay, so we're gonna turn that TV off. Pretty cool, right? All of these technologies that I've been getting are here to help me because of my mobility and because of my health. It's hard for me to get up and down and stuff like that. I got all sorts of wireless stuff like that. Heck, my phones, my lights are wireless, you know, and all that stuff. Anyway, so let's get started here. 1 second. Okay. Make sure everything's fine here. I need to make sure I don't have any reverberation. Okay, good. All right. Okay. All right. I'm keeping the computer's behind me now, so I will look behind me, and the chat's going to be right here, so I will be looking down at my phone. So, hi, my name is Daryl Phillips, owner of N.A.G.214 Gaming, and what we do here is listen to you talk. And welcome to 2025. So, as you guys know, I've been on a little bit of a hiatus, as it were. I've done a couple YouTube lives since the death of Dwan. I had to figure out quite a few things. One, how to proceed. You know, it was either quit or figure out a way around, as I try to tell you guys. And ironically, and not ironically, very directed towards the subject of today, which is the video I just released. That's the first video I've released in over a year, okay? But there'll be, I'll be releasing 10 videos, 5 ingredients, 5 steps, over the next 20 weeks. So that's every 2 weeks, there'll be a video released on Mondays. And then, of course, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays will be the. I want to make sure. I don't want to ignore anybody either. You know what I'm saying? Monday, Wednesday, and Friday will be my YouTube lives, and how my YouTube lives are going to work because I just think it's better for me to do it this way. So, like today, we're discussing the video that just was released. I released it at 4 o'clock. I had a time for 4 o'clock Central Time. And if you haven't watched it, please go and watch that video. But nonetheless, I'm gonna tell you guys a little secret about that outro. That's very, very inspiring, and the best place to begin. You know, in that video, if you get to the end, don't turn it off. Watch the outro. You see how me and Dwan are together, but more than that, that walk that he did, that was the end of an 8-mile walk. And he was not 300 pounds in. He was 450 pounds. He hadn't even started really losing weight. Okay? Well, that's first. And here's a little secret. He fell 4 times. Fell 4 times. Think about that. I want to make sure my sound was good. Sorry. Think about that, y'all. He fell at 450 pounds 4 times. The first time he fell, we were right outside the apartment complex, and I looked at him and I said, "You gonna quit?" He's like, "Hell no." Like, okay. He falls again. Then he fell another time when me and Sophia walked ahead of him so he could do some contemplating, no distractions. so he could think about some things that we had been talking about. As you noticed in the video, we were having a conversation. We were talking about his past and the things that he hasn't dealt with, and that walk also took place right after I had to kind of decrease his workload in reference to this stuff that we're doing, and I had to let him know that, dude, you got to start working on yourself first. This does no good if you're not getting it right. And it was very depressing for me to have to make that decision. But that walk is one of the most inspiring things I've ever seen. Yep, and so Sophia was there too. If you guys read the chat, sorry I didn't respond right away. So Sophia's online right now. She's one of the moderators. She'll verify anything I'm saying to you. So, no, we're not going to talk about Dwan all night. But it's a good place to start. Because Dwan was 450 pounds. What made him want to walk 8 miles? Do you guys walk 8 miles? I mean, I know maybe if you've had to, or maybe when you were younger. Did you walk 8 miles at over 40 years old and at 450 pounds? Why would Dwan, even for me, and you say, well, but he did it for you, Daryl. Did he? I wanted to go for a walk, and I wanted to walk that. Dwan could have stayed home. We wouldn't have even judged him for it. All right? What made him want to? Well, unfortunately, Dwan can't answer for himself, but I'll answer for him, because he would tell you this. He wanted to be successful. He wanted to lose weight. He realized that ironically, he could die, because he had already been in the hospital twice. We had to call 911 twice when he actually lived with us because of his heart. And ironically, that's what ended up taking him away from us. But he tried to stop it. The damage becomes irreversible, and then it's too late. But he tried to stop it. His want to was to get healthy, to be successful, to have confidence, which he did not have at all at that time. Okay? I know you guys keep seeing me look over here because some of my stuff is over here. I really need a table in front of me to be honest with you, sometimes, so I can look at stuff in front of me while I'm talking. Sorry. Some might ask me, Daryl, why do you keep doing this? And besides all the generic answers that aren't false, they're just generic answers, because you care for people. Yeah, I do care for people, and that's why I do it. But why go through the death of my friend? Go through the pain and suffering I'm going through health-wise, ending up in the hospital myself, and throwing up blood. Why do I do this? What is my want to? See, that's what I'm going to be doing when I release these videos is I'm going to be proposing questions like this for you guys to think about, so that Wednesday when we come back to this, we can maybe have more of an open discussion about the video or the subject matter at hand. So check this out. In that video, I talk about how I didn't have any motivation when I first met Sophia. I didn't believe in myself. The ingredients aren't just a theory. They work. They work because they're logical. They work because they tap into the human thing that we naturally usually have as little kids. Yes, I know little kids can become out there and so forth and so on, and I would make a pretty good argument to say that a child who isn't like that, you should probably watch them, because they may have mental health issues when they get older. When I was a kid, y'all got to understand, when I was a kid, I was excited about things, silly things sometimes. I had an imagination, a big imagination. You know, I've got I can't show you right now, but I've got this whole box full of stuff for art supplies to help me, and possibly even sell them in time. Pictures that I want to paint of my feelings. Now, for you people that don't understand that bipolar disorder isn't schizophrenia. It's an emotional disorder, which means I feel a lot. So when you first get diagnosed with bipolar disorder, it's very jarring because you realize because you can't control the ups and downs. You have to learn how to either, in my case, use it. So, for example, my sleepless nights, I work, right? But my want to, before I even started this, from the moment I met Sophia, there was different sections here, see? Without going into my whole life story, basically it's like this. I met Sophia. I was absolutely the most depressing human being to be around. Fun. And when I wasn't depressing, I scared the shit out of people because I had so much hurt and pain inside me. It's like I said on Facebook Live today. What scares me is that there was a time that I think I could have hurt somebody bad. That I think that my hurt inside was so bad that I really could. And in truth, I hurt my family for sure. I mean, me and my mom fought at the end there for her death. My point is, that's my personal want to. That has nothing to do with you. So what's the point in all this? What's the point in all this? I discussed this in the video about why, like the part where I'm outside and I ask you a pointed question in that video. Why am I outside? Why was I outside? Why was I outside in the cold instead of inside warm? Because I needed to get something done. I wanted to do a certain viewpoint. Hold on. You can't see me? Oh, shit. What an idiot. Y'all been listening to my voice the whole damn time. This is called a mistake, y'all. Oops. You know what? I'm going to start this whole thing over. Y'all mind? Like anybody's watching anyway. Sorry. Hi, my name's Daryl Phillips, owner of No Apology Gaming, and I'm stupid. And we listen to people talk. Clearly. Sorry. Thank you, Sophia, for noticing that really bad boo-boo. Good Jesus, Daryl. That's called a dodo bird mistake. The problem is, like I said, this is the first time I've ever used second time I've ever used my wireless camera where I'm not looking at my face on the screens. Like I can't see myself outside of yours. That was embarrassing. Sorry. So let's try to do this again. I'm not going to go through the whole thing again. But basically, what I was trying to say is the end of that video, that walk that you see Dwan take, should be the most inspiring thing after you hear some things about me and Dwan and what we had to go through to get to the point we were at right before he passed. I had to get his self-esteem right. He had to get his self-esteem right, but I had to give him the motivation. And just trying to get him to see himself like I saw him, which was awesome, right? Yeah, Sophia, I love you too. Thank you. That was embarrassing. I apologize for every single human being that saw that beginning of that. Well, at least my voice sounds good. Stupid. So, back to what I was saying. That walk. Dwan walked 8 miles. 8 miles. That was the end of an 8-mile walk. The man had half a body. And at that time, he did not weigh 300 pounds. He weighed 450 pounds. He was big. And one of the reasons why it's so inspiring for me personally is because I know what happened. Because I was there, I watched him. I know what I told him that day. Sophia knows what I told him that day. We were having a dialogue about his past. I was giving him want to. You may not have want to. Maybe whoever it is was watching this video, you may feel like, oh, I'm not motivated today. Okay, everybody has their days. You have to work around it. Do y'all know what happened just before I got on camera? I had a stomach attack. I mean, look, literally an hour before I got on, my stomach hurt so bad. I had to sit outside. I was sitting outside up until about 15 minutes before you got on, and then I messed around and screwed up my one thing that I was using to have my phone in. But do you guys know when these things happen? No, because I'm not here to complain about my life. But the question of the day is, you guys know that I have a stomach ulcer. You guys know it causes me severe pain. Why do I continue on? Some people have their reasons. They do it for their kids. They do it for their wife. They do it for their husband. They do it for their family. They do it for money. They do it to, maybe they even start out wanting to help people, but it ends up becoming mundane eventually, and they end up just working a job and going to a job every single day. They stop loving what they do. There's a couple things I bring up in that video, and the one thing I ask is several perspectives. How do you maintain want to over a period of time? That's great. You can get excited over a project. You can get excited over other things. However, in yourself, you know that's only gonna. It's like giving a little bit of gasoline in a car to get your car to the gas station. How do you get motivation when you have none? Daryl, I just put my shoes on and my socks on. I know I have to go to work because I got to pay the bills. What a great, unbelievably depressing thing to say. If that is why that you do things, to pay bills, by the time you get to be 55 or 60 years old, you're going to be a very, very happy person to be around. Remind me if that's who you are, because to stay far away from you. You have to figure out a way to love what you do. Even if you didn't love it in the beginning. You have to figure out a way to love what you do. You do. And thank God for me that I'm artistic, that I actually found something like this to actually be able to expel my mind. Or it would be miserable for me. However, it's not a hardship for me. It might be for you. Maybe you think graphic design is boring. Maybe you think doing photography and doing all the stuff I do is boring for you. But for me, this is exciting. So for me, that's my secret want to. That's my Daryl. This is why Daryl does things. But on top of it, me and Dwan had an idea years ago. When I met him in the year 2000, in an election year, when I met him, we were in a homeless shelter. We were in the Catholic Charities. And I was teaching him different perspectives of Christianity, and he ended up becoming a member of the Church of Christ. He was baptized, so forth and so on. And no, not the Church of Christ of Latter-day Saints or any other affiliation with that stuff. No, not scientists either. Just it's called the Church of Christ. Southerners, I don't know it. But so, like I said, sorry, I keep looking over here. This is where my chat is now. But check this out. So, I completely lost my train of thought. Straight up. I literally just lost my train of thought. I hate that. Anyway, so My want to is I finally found something that I love to do. How do I keep it? Through pain and suffering, through my friend's death. I have to remember there's another reason why I did this. Now I'm back on my train of thought. We talked about, me and Dwan, years ago about helping people. Now at the time it was trying to help people become Christians. Well, then my life happened and a whole bunch of bad stuff happened and all sorts of things. And it's Christianity's for me, but actually teaching people and teaching the Bible and things like that, I think it's a bit inappropriate right now. I do use the Bible to teach a lot of things that try to help people be better, but as far as being like I was, no, I've had to change it a little bit because my life changed. But that's the point. When Dewan started staying here in 2020, staying in Texas, living here, we wanted to figure out a way to do the thing we had talked about all those years ago. So this is what we came up with. Me and him, I helped him understand how I got that far. How was I able to change my life? And it starts with want to. I had none when I met Sophia. In fact, it was so painful for me to talk about anything. And the weird thing is, I was real fun during Christmas. I was awful because Christmas and the holidays were awful, and I thought I was a Scrooge. I was a bah humbug. I was like the Grinch. And between the combination of Amanda, Sophia's daughter was young then, and I would watch Amanda decorate the tree and things like that, and it annoyed me. And the reason why it annoyed me was because it reminded me of me. All those years ago, it reminded me of me being so excited about Christmas. And my mom saying, "Okay, Daryl, what do you want to put this? What do you want to put this on the tree?" And the fact that I didn't have it anymore, that I had lost us for so long, that childlike exuberance. I'm going to be 46 years old tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow's my birthday. I feel more like I'm about 12 or 13 when it comes to my mind frame, as far as my excitement of life. Everything's new right now still. And more I learn everything's more new. Check this out. On his phone, I have an app for Vizio for both my TVs. As you can see, there's a TV behind me. I had to turn it off because of the glare. Of course, it didn't really work, did it? But this TV, let me show you something. This TV is, let me make sure that's all right. One second. Let me show you something. Let me show y'all something real quick. Okay, there we go. Got it. All right. So, you notice how I didn't even have to touch the controller to turn on. It's from my phone. You say, well, no shit. Think about what's been going on with me. My problem hasn't been ideas. My problem has been physical ability. All my lights, I can control by my phone. Technology is helping me right now like another human because the things I can do. That is literally connected to my computer right now. So that I can take something like this. There you go. Now you can see my OBS. So, I'll put it back. But y'all get the point, right? These are all things from my creative workflow so that when I use After Effects, so I won't get all detailed on you, but basically, it's the point of that I needed help. Dawn's no longer here. and I'm gonna have to figure out something. I'm gonna buy some video games. Me and Sophia got to decide which video games I want to buy. She's gonna kind of let me do. She's gonna kind of let me do buy a couple video games because it's my birthday tomorrow. But it's for this business so that I can continue to stream on KFE. See, I'm still thinking like a business owner, not like a depressed person trying to be mourning over the other half of this business. You have to find a way. Your want to has to be there, or there's no way to survive it. There's no way to survive such a thing. So I wanted to just tonight discuss the video a little bit. You guys go watch that though. And this is what I'm going to do every on the Mondays that I release these videos. I'll be discussing the subject. One last thing is something to think about. I know some people many, if you're like me, you have winter depression, and we're right in the middle, smack dab in the middle of winter. And the more north you go, the more cold it gets, the more dark it gets, the worse your winter depression is. Dwan had winter depression, so did I. Dwan was still learning about his depression when he passed. You have to learn how to get around the worst parts. You have to do what I just told you. Carry the ingredients, follow the steps. Want to, venting, taking advice, taking that advice, go out by yourself and think about it with no distractions and knowing you're not alone. Carrying those ingredients in everything you do, you will get through tough times like this. My friend Tanya just lost somebody very close to her. She just went to her funeral on Saturday. So it's not just, Daryl can't be so centrist and so selfish that it's, yes, I love Dwan. I will always love my friend. But Dwan would sit here right now and slap my face, and he's not even violent, if I had quit. And no, I'm not doing it for Dwan in that way, but he's right. This is not about my pain and suffering. My friends help me as much as they can. Tanya gives me encouragement. Tanya said she was proud of me. Because I tell you, when I put that video up, it was very hard. I cried my eyes out. Because it's the first time I've done it since Dwan's death. And it's as exciting as it is for everybody else. For me, it's going to take a while before I just get excited over stuff I release at this point. Not because I'm not proud, but because it's not the same. I've got to get used to my new normal, as it were. So we will just continue discussing Want To all week long, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturday this week, and we'll start to transition, and we'll start getting into the connection between Want To and venting, which is the next ingredient. You see how this is going to work? So the second week after a video is released, that's when we're going to start transitioning to the next videos. That's kind of how I'm going to work this. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope that you guys are safe wherever you're going to be. Sorry that I messed up so bad at the beginning of the video. Please forgive me. And remember that not everything is easy, and it's not going to be given to you for free. That you have to earn sometimes you have to earn your things through struggle. But I am so enthusiastic about 2025. I'm so enthusiastic about you guys. I'm so enthusiastic about taking Tanya's advice and Sophia's advice and even Lori's advice and my friends around me advice so that I can make these videos better, so I can make the message more succinct. And maybe they'll give me an idea for a video to do. I'm excited about this. And remember, Dwan's not really dead. Just his physical body. Dwan's sitting right here on the couch. You say, Daryl, that's crazy. No, I'm a Christian. You know that's true. Only your body dies. and his body was hurting. And I carry his spirit with me everywhere I go now. But I want to give that same message to you guys. I want you guys to grab onto the message and get some get some ambition. And remember, when you're traveling, drive safely, walk safely, however you're getting where you're going. When you get there, be aware of your surroundings. Watch for things. Watch for things that may be aware of, different elements, so you don't get yourself in trouble. Be understanding of one another, not just from your perspective, but from theirs. Not everybody knows how to get off the mat, so give them a hand up. Not a hand out now, a hand up. And if you see someone walking around in the fog, all sorts of discombobulated, don't just watch them walk around like a punch-drunk fool. Give them a torch so they can light their own way. If they're too afraid to grab the torch, take a little bit of time, grab it. Maybe you have to go get somebody. Maybe you have to do this or that. Don't just leave them in the fog knowing that they need help. Maybe they don't need, maybe they need more than just your help. Maybe you're not going to be the only thing for them. Because that goes to the next thing. Be understanding of yourself. Maybe you don't have time. Maybe you don't have the money to give somebody. Right? Sorry, I just keep checking that. I just want to make sure that everything's fine. I'm used to having the camera stuff here, so I can check. Be understanding that just because you don't have $1 today doesn't mean you failed. If rent is due, pay your rent first, please. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't do any good for yourself to be homeless. I thank you guys for being here. And whoever comes across this video, thank you. Thank you for watching. Share it, please. For the love of Jesus, share it, because the message is important. And until Wednesday, and where we will continue on this discussion, and I hope that you guys have a lot to say about it. We're going to continue on talking about want to. Until that time, behave yourself. May the Lord of Light guide you in all things. Goodbye.